Hello, everyone. We're going to do an update on integrating the cosmic rays, and it is the latest post on starfires.com for September 28, 2025. I can't say it's because of the solar eclipse or all the other space Earth events, but truly, we are in a time of acceleration. It is the time for investing in our own souls and increasing our solid grounded identities at the very core. We need to be nurturing ourselves and those in our care around us. Communion with what is real versus unreal. That's the way the cosmic rays appear to be increasing. And so, as we want to integrate with them, all that is not real within the world and within ourselves is also flying off from us like tiny little particles, shavings of black metal in a cycle of disintegration. If you feel strange, moody, unsure, the parts of you that are not who you really are just may be flinging off and out from you. And so, wouldn't it make sense? Parts of our ego's attachment to the unreal is separating out and leaving. I would think it could feel threatening. Are any of you relating to this? It could put you in a panic for no reason, a mood, an uneasiness, uncertainty, yet you can't put your finger on why. Your mind races to figure out if you've forgotten something important, yet it comes and goes and keeps happening. With all that is happening in space and Earth right now, scrambled and burdened seems to be the common theme I hear from others. I thought it would be nice to capture the essence of each planet in our solar system's position right now and create an affirmation for each one. This can assist in increasing our own personal empowerment and anchor that positive energy, those qualities at this time. I also sense our bodies, our minds, and nervous systems and spiritual centers are being impacted by the comets, the space thing, the coronal mass ejections, all of the satellites, and the irradiation from cell towers, the earthquakes, supernovas exploding, and so on. We must be affected by these things as we are all connected to time, space, earth, and each other. Remember, solar eclipses, comets, etc., are symbols of great change in the earth and for humanity. The way things are going now for all of us, it would be absolutely make sense and understandable to feel affected and a bit scrambled and displaced by all of this energy. Today, as we go day by day through our planetary cycles, we're going to isolate each planet's positions, the signs each planet is moving through, and the date, time frame, and give an affirmation for each one. This can expand the full purpose for each one in order to help us receive the best energy from that planet. This is a very important thing to do, is to increase the light and the positive concentration and focus within ourselves, within all our finer bodies, in order to completely counteract the negative potential of each planet in the sign it is in. So, here we go. Planetary cycles. September 28 to 30, Mercury in Libra in conjunct node. An adjustment of our paperwork, our priorities, or tasks may take place today, as other priorities are taking precedence over what we felt was best. Mercury in Libra, September 18 through October 6. Affirmation: I am the support for others in need, pooling our resources and mutually benefiting from our unique gifts freely given. October 1st, Mercury in Libra square Jupiter in Cancer. Our thoughts need to be put on hold. Our desire to agree with others, volunteer, or invest in some task or purchase should wait until this day is over. Not the best judgment comes from us on this day or from others towards us. Venus in Virgo, September 19 to November 6, 2025. Affirmation: I am easily focusing upon the smaller things, my service, my desire for perfecting a task, and aligning myself with the love for order and attentiveness to details. Personal satisfaction and relief appears with each project handled. I am the executing of my abilities with such precision. There is always a positive end result in all I do. October 2nd through the 4th. Venus at 16 degrees Virgo can join the South Node and Mercury opposed Chiron. What we value and are hanging on to might be older patterns which really are not working for the present need of the hour. Others may need something else, and so it might be necessary to give rather than feel stuck waiting for something you want. October 4 through 7. Mercury at 27 degrees Libra in conjunct Saturn, Neptune, and Pluto. An adjustment continues from the 2nd through the 7th of October for accommodating, changing up one's schedule, shifting to fit a new insight into a plan or upgrade into a new project or an arrangement during this time. Be flexible. October 6th through 7. Mercury square Pluto. Not the best time to try to deal with a serious conversation, a meeting, signing papers, making important final decisions. It's a great time for our minds to take in the reality of something which must get done. Get your things in order, plan, and don't neglect anything. Be practical and trust your intuition at this time. October 8, Venus sextile Jupiter. This is a great day for experiencing health, protection, positive solutions, discussions, conversations, and receiving a lot of support, especially competence from professionals who you are counting on. The Sun in Libra, September 22nd through October 22nd. I am grateful for all those who are in my life, have ever been in my life, the love shared, the lessons in balancing of old debts. My heart is full of Earth's journey, and only abundance, beauty, success comes to me now. That was an affirmation. October 9, Sun in conjunct Node and Venus in conjunct Chiron. A bit of tension could take place between you and the people who you would think should be on the same page with you, in sync with your values, your ideas. It is a time to be patient, however, and non reactive, as others' behavior or personalities might trigger you. Mars in Scorpio, September 22nd to November 4. Affirmation. My efforts invested in financial, resourceful, and complicated tasks and decisions will easily work out with the right timing, the proper support, the best results, as the mighty I am is conducting successfully complex and overwhelming situations with excellent outcomes always. Jupiter in Cancer, June 9, 2025 to June 28, 2026. My feelings and emotional body are under complete control from the full power of my divine presence, my higher self each day. I am always experiencing a powerful radiation, harmony, financial abundance, comfort, and security released into my world. I welcome the purging, the dissolving, and the healing of the negative mother energies of Cancer, which may have burdened me, and now life only desires for my needs to be met and for true healing from the past to occur now. October 11, Venus opposed Saturn. Today, our feelings are a bit cautious, guarded, as we would be presented with some duty or responsibility involving another person, which isn't the easiest to handle. Saturn in Pisces. (2023) through February 12, 2026. Affirmation. There is only growth, overcoming and conquering the illusions of this world and my own past energies. The dissipation of unreality within and without is easily mastered. I am overcoming all doubt and fear. I place my love and efforts upon the love for others, for a job well done. I believe in a purpose in life, and I believe my energies going towards a perfect ideal is absolutely paying off. I am full mastery over all shifts and dissolving of the old self. allowing the light of the sun to infuse me with a higher reality now. Uranus in Gemini, July 2025 to November 6, 2025. Affirmation: the mind of God is everywhere, accessible, accelerating, infusing my own mind with truth, ingenious thoughts, and the desire to be free. I am liberated this day. I am being guided as to what will bring me closer to that ultimate self-realized liberation. Neptune in Aries, March 30, 2025 to October 21, 2025. Only love is all that matters. My heart and longing is for fusion with a vision and purpose bringing soul satisfaction. Pluto in Aquarius, 2023 to 2041. Affirmation: I am increasing my cosmic consciousness more and more each day. Participating in humanity's advancement, transformation, and upgrading our capacity to desire a better world, personally and globally. Truth, liberation, excellence of efficiency in our everyday world, transmutation and alchemical change transforms this age for all. Mercury retrograde, November 9. Mercury retrograde is coming up on November 9 at 6 degrees Sagittarius, and I felt it was a good idea to include this as it is the next big event from the date of the solar eclipse on September 21. And since Mercury does rule the eclipse in Virgo, it's going to be honing in on some very specific discernment, a standard, a new standard of living, a new standard or bar of excellence that we want to ascribe to. It has to do with rearranging our belief that something could be possible, that if we keep moving forward on this particular ideal of some cultural, ethical, and expansive belief, whether it's personal or global, we can actually realize this dream. So, this is what I feel the new Mercury retrograde is going to be releasing to all of us at the last week of October through all of November. And it would be great to know where it's actually activating your personal natal chart, and that would be where Sagittarius is. So I'm going to read to you what I wrote for this Mercury retrograde. First, I'm going to go through the dates of each of the Mercury retrograde and Sagittarius's aspects to other planets that are very strong. Because as they aspect other planets, it's going to rein in or pull in that other planet's influence also with the Mercury decision making, mentally strong, mind expanding moment in November for all of us. Okay? So, first, I'm going to go through all the aspects to other planets and the exact dates, and then I'll go through the definitions. Mercury retrograde trine Jupiter, October 21, November 22nd, and December 6th. So even though I'm going to give you these peak moments where it's exact, we could say pretty much that all this list I'm giving you is running straight through the whole month of November, some of them into December. So it's like layers of opportunity to experience each one of these expansive energies and experiences. Mercury trine Saturn, October 26th, November 22nd, and December 7. Same thing, from October 26th all the way to December 7th, it's on. Mercury trine Neptune, October 29, November 19, and December 11. Mercury opposing Uranus. This is the one aspect that's in an opposition or that is a little bit challenging, and I'll explain it in a minute. Mercury opposed Uranus, October 29, November 19, and December 10. Mercury sextile Pluto. I think this one's the strongest one, and I'm going to explain this one first. October 30, November 17, and December 13. Mercury sextile Pluto, which is the October 30 through December 13, brings to us a theme of cooperation with organizations, corporations, agencies, people in positions of power and authority, conglomerate power organizations and constructs. So that would be mostly political, global, financial. There seems to be a meeting of the minds with this Mercury sextile Pluto for expansion and moving forward into the future. And a sextile means it's happening. So we want to think the best of this sextile, but I've also noticed that dark organizations and activities could also utilize this sextile as an open door to just walk right through and get their stuff done. But we want to qualify this sextile for positive conversations, meetings, and open, transparent productivity for the welfare of humanity across the board. So, in our own personal lives, it brings harmonious meetings, discussions, problem solving, and support. We feel more confident and empowered to reach out to others, make phone calls, emails, hold meetings, make hard decisions with other people. Sextiles usually mean that there's others involved in our conversation and decision making process. It opens the way for inspiring goals planned and discussed for expansion in certain areas of your life, and it promotes integrity. That's because Mercury is in Sagittarius. At the very tail end in November, as it leaves retrograde, it will be, I believe, at 20 degrees Scorpio. It will go back into Scorpio, but then return back into Sag again. Okay, let's do the next one. Mercury opposed Uranus, October 30 to December 13. Typically, this challenges us with breaking away from a traditional regular routine, a past arrangement or connection of some sort of certainty. Things are changing, and a separation is most likely beginning to occur. It could be discussed as Mercury means the issue is being talked about. Practicality, finances, or your availability, accessibility could all be part of the discussion, whether you're available or not, whether someone's accessible or not. It might have to do with convenience. It might have to do with all the things that would normally bond us and glue us to other people, but because it's in opposition, Mercury, which is either our mind or someone else's mind, is making it difficult to make that connection. Could it possibly even totally separate us from a group or a person, or we leave, or they leave, or we split our previous projects or work together or friendship or some sort of a it could be some sort of politically or nationally and internationally a certain allowance of a certain type of people to be causing Uranian revolutionary disruption, and then all of a sudden there's a split, and the Mercury in Sag um, opposes Uranus in Gemini, and then going back to Uranus at 29 to 27 Taurus opposing the Mercury direct in Scorpio, you see, at the end of November, and then back into Sag again. It could be cutting off of funds, cutting off of arms, cutting off of cooperation. It could be alienating a certain faction or group or something, and that split would occur in November, along with all these other positive meetings and decision making that are going on, because this is the only hard one with a list of positive Mercury retrogrades. And because it's in Sagittarius again, there's some sort of moral, cultural, ethical integrity issue at stake with this opposition. Mercury trine Neptune, October 29 to December 11, helps us tune into our spiritual divine love side of our natures. It can bring relief from some form of problem. A feeling of faith in something important is enhanced. There are better conversations, better mental attitude. One feels that they are making progress in life. And I've experienced Neptune, positive Neptune aspects as grace, like something ethereal that just takes hold, inserts itself into our minds and our situations. And before you know it, one thing after another is happening, and You feel like you've come out on the other end with a new vision, a new boost of love, and a new faith, and almost like there's been some kind of intercession of some sort, and that is how Neptune works. Mercury trine Saturn, October 26th to December 6th, stabilizes our affairs, our letters, our content writing, our conversations, documents, meetings, appointments, and arrangements. It brings order into our everyday business. It brings a degree of success and completion, professional success, financial success, and trust in those people whom we have been counting upon. So when we have a Saturn in a trine or a sextile, this one is a trine, which is stronger. There's a part of business or everyday needs that we have for order, cooperation, and efficiency, and for things to just basically work for our benefit. And that would be when Mercury right now is on the date of October 26th. It's going to be in Scorpio. It's going to be at the end of Scorpio, going into Sagittarius, trining Saturn in Pisces. So Saturn left Aries in the beginning of September and is going retrograde again in Pisces one more time. It's been in Pisces for two and a half, almost 3 years, and we're almost done with it. And I have to congratulate everybody. We're almost finished and we're making it. Pisces dredges up all the subconscious, past records, world records, suffering, frustrations, disappointment, discouragement, depression, abuse, alcohol abuse, drug abuse, pharmaceutical abuse. It's like a test of holding on to the highest vision and getting through the astral plane and not letting go of your belief and faith that there is a reason for all of this. And we're being tested on not identifying with the lower energies of Pisces, the world of illusion. That's basically it. And we're almost finished. I believe the last date of this is sometime in February. Oh, I have it right here. I have it right here. February 12th, 2026. So this Mercury trine is Saturn is going to help with also signing papers and closing deals and finalizing financial situations and having a sense of really deep closure and satisfaction for some of us with something we have to handle it and just get it out of the way. And it denotes a completion. It might even be like health issues, something we want to do with our body, something we need with our finances, our purchases, or paying things off. Maybe in your world it has something to do with your kids or a coworker or a project. It could be like selling real estate and it's finally closing, or everything is finalized and it's moving into closing. So that is the end of October going into the December date. Okay, Mercury trine Jupiter. This is the last one. And I wrote the most about this one. October 24 to December 6, a lovely energy of expansion, breakthroughs. One's health, vitality, one's attitude and outlook is brighter. Good fortune with travel, journeys, important connections or meetings. Good fortune with legal activities. Good fortune with money and finance. Anything related to contracts, documents, signing papers, good news can occur during this particular cycle. All of these, in fact, are very positive for travel, sales, document signing, meetings, arrangements, quick trips, and getaways, having important conversations, dealing with important mail, bills, and basically cutting through and getting much done during the month of late October through November and finalizing December 6th, 2025. Of course, it would be a very good idea to discover where you have Sagittarius on your outer house cusp of your wheel of your natal chart. You just look around the outer wheel and look for an arrow, which is the symbol of Sagittarius. And if you have a 5, 6, 7, degree number and that little symbol on that outer rim of that house. There are 12 houses, so you want to look for that Sagittarius. You place the Mercury retrograde right after that symbol, counterclockwise. So from the moment you see the symbol, you go to the right of that line of the house cusp that separates the two houses, and then you place the Mercury in that house. And then you can look up online, or you can go to the mastery page on my website at the top, and you can look at the definition of that house. And that is where big events are going to get triggered for your favor, and your mind's impetus to like take care of something and be guided during end of October through November. It's very cool to be able to do that. And so you'll be paying attention to it and go, oh, this must be Mercury retrograde tapping on my brain and saying, hey, you need to like go do this. It's going to be good for you. So next, why don't we go into the recap of the solar eclipse? The solar eclipse and lunar eclipse videos and articles are on starfires.com, and they're the last 3 or 4 articles as of September 28 today. The lunar eclipse was first, and I combined it with the upcoming solar eclipse and the Mercury retrograde discussion, and I think that was about 3 or 4 articles ago. Very, very key. I jam-packed it full of my own personal insights into what happened on September 7 through 10 with the heavy energies of the lunar eclipse in Pisces that started this whole, really kicked off this whole round of heaviness in September, and then go on from there. And they're also posted the videos on my YouTube channel, which is Astro Goddess on YouTube. So here we go. Let's recap the solar eclipse, which occurred September 21, 2025, and the eclipse was exactly 29 degrees Virgo. And we know the number degree 29 is a critical degree because it's the end of the line of that Virgo sign. If it was one day over that line, it would be 0 degree Libra. So there isn't any more after 29 degrees, and it's a culmination of power, the absolute immense power of Virgo, and it's the purge. This is absolutely the Virgo energy, the filtering of issues, separating a better life and away from the lesser choices, personally and globally, justice and judging public figures, picking people out, isolating, targeting, purifying and purging the unnecessary, the spoiled, the detrimental from the rest seems to be what is happening. So you might just relate this, like I said in my past articles, to just cleaning your house, or, you know, I don't know, sorting out your closet, or cleaning your car, anything that would have to do with going through filing papers, editing things, refining. That is all Virgo stuff. It could be your health, it could be really nailing down a health regime, or at least accepting that I need to do these things. You see, because Saturn is also opposing that eclipse for 5 months, by the way. This lasts for 5 months. So just because it happened on the 21st doesn't mean it's gone. It opened Pandora's box. It released a new mandate of energy for all of us to be influenced by for the next 4 or 5 months, all the way to the next solar eclipse, and then we start a new round with another theme, you see. So it's purifying and purging the unnecessary, the spoiled, the detrimental from the rest. And this seems to be what is happening with all these people that I talk to. Filtering and separating is always the best way to describe editing Virgo, along with using good judgment to make precise decisions on our personal situations. They can be global situations. They can be national and international, dissecting and separating details and honing in and nailing certain facts and exposing and targeting certain issues right now. Like 29 degrees means that it is like a pit bull. It will not let go of certain issues and keep digging down. There is a little bit of a Scorpio energy to this because Scorpio tends to not give up, very tenacious, and is like a detective. But the Virgo is more like the auditor. It only is sticking with what it sees as out of sorts and wants it corrected or addressed and justice to be implemented, or for it to be brought into balance, which then is the Libra energy coming in for balance and accountability. Analyzing, editing, micro-targeting the details of injustices which have occurred, yet finding the way to move forward with a stronger, more confident state. This is all because of the Saturn Neptune also in opposition on that day of September 21 to the Sun and the Moon. We can expect this process to continue within our own personal lives and the political world for 5 months out. Much change and hard decisions in the world will be occurring. It is truly a time for that mental, pragmatic purification and smart assessment of situations coming from the Mercury ruled Virgo solar eclipse at 29 degrees. Mercury causes the eclipse's influence to activate powerful thinking, mental astuteness, reporting, documenting, auditing, and content presented out into the world of facts. So the fact, I just want to end with this, the fact that Saturn is opposing the eclipse, and I know I said this in the other videos and articles, it means that there is a corralling in of energy within each one of us that has to face the next step where that is being downloaded into our heart. It just keeps downloading, like you know what you need to do next. You can't avoid it. We might procrastinate, we might try to get out of it, do this or that, but it keeps pulling us back in and reining us in. And how it does is it creates a feeling of uncomfortability until we finally accept it and say, okay, I'm committed. I accept it. I'm going to move forward on this. So that's the part of that Saturn is playing with this opposition to the solar eclipse. If Saturn was involved in it, I wouldn't be saying that. And I don't know if any of you can relate to this, but it's like a conscience that just won't go away. It keeps bugging you and keep returning because we're supposed to be going up higher. And the whole planet has to go up higher. So isn't this, to me, I mean, isn't this synchronized with also all these cosmic solar events happening and solar outbursts and supernovas exploding and all of the things that are going on? It feels to me like it's all very one big symbolic message to me. So then when we slide into the Mercury retrograde, it becomes for each individual more concise, a concise next step revealed. I'm always welcoming your personal experiences with these cycles. I love reading your emails, your comments, and you can find me at Sirius@starfires.com, or you can make comments on the videos. I welcome it. And thank you, as always, for your support. And that's all for this week's Star Drops. See you soon.